Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess that's going on. All right, so let's just get into this. Um, According to the neighborhood talk, of course, girl, I'm sure y'all have already heard about this, but the U.S. Supreme Court rules colleges and universities must stop considering race in admissions, putting an end to affirmative action in higher education. The Supreme Court has voted to end affirmative action in higher education, meaning colleges and universities can no longer admit people simply based on race. According to ABC News, the Supreme Court ruled that Harvard, a private institution, and UNC's, a public university, programs violate the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. The blockbuster cases put affirmative action, which has been used for decades by colleges and universities to address inequality and diversify their campuses in the spotlight. The court said that it has permitted race based admissions only within the confines of narrow restrictions. University programs must comply with strict scrutiny. They may never use race as a stereotype or negative, and at some point they must end. Justice Sotomayor, in her dissent, said the court's decision rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress. It holds that race can no longer be used in a limited way in college admissions to achieve such critical benefits. In so holding, the court cements a superficial rule of color blindness as a constitutional principle in a segregated society where race has always mattered and continues to matter. Girl, listen. This is all I got to say. One thing I want to say is this. I want people to stop acting as if the boys and girls who were admitted to Harvard or any other college or university that I guess they deem as one of the elites, they got there with a 1.5 GPA. Okay? Stop. Stop spinning this as if the black kids and the black boys and black girls or the people of color who may have gotten into Harvard, they got there and they did not meet the academic criteria. That's just not true. Girl, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? These kids, say someone is in high school, smart, outstanding GPA. But there may be something holding them back, which may be the color of their skin. Other factors may play into it. And they never probably would have had that chance to go to Harvard, even if they are one of the best students in the country, right? And I think that's where affirmative action comes into play. It then gives that person a chance to go to this school. I just want to read what's your homegirl? You know, the one who y'all love. This is what y'all homegirl said. You know, y'all go up for her. Not y'all, but y'all. Y'all go up for her. Whenever she says something anti-LGBTQ, y'all go up. But then, girl, when she come back and say something anti-black, then y'all be off with her head. All right, so this is what she said. Candace Owens. Imagine if the NBA declined LeBron James because there were too many black people in the NBA, and they wanted to racial diversity. So they instead allowed Ed Sheeran onto the Lakers in his place. That is exactly what Asian Americans have been enduring for decades at Harvard. I'm not bothered by the fact that black Americans dominate Asian and white Americans in basketball and football. We are simply better at those sports, and the best players who train the hardest and therefore score the most points should play. This isn't complicated. If white people would like to have a greater presence in the NBA, then they're going to have to work at their jump shots. If black people would like to have a greater presence at Harvard, then they're going to have to work then we are going to have to work at our academics. This is not hard. See, this is the problem. The way that you have someone like a Candace Owens and those that agree with this, I almost cursed, mess, stop acting as if the people that have been accepted to Harvard, they got there with a 1.5 GPA. Stop acting as if the black people who got accepted to Harvard, they got there because they daddy or their mommy. No, they got there because they put in the hard work. You're not going to get me to believe that, girl, they are just letting black people into Harvard just because they're black. And we got to just meet a quota. No. They did the hard work. They have the GPA. They have the qualifications. And when you say stuff like this, what she said, she makes it seem as though the people that are there, they shouldn't be there because they're not as good as the other students. When the truth of the matter is, the students that are there, they're not as good as the black students. Because the students that are there, they probably got there because of their mommy and their daddy. Michelle Obama came out. She spoke. Do I have what she said? I'm not going to read all of it because it's a lot. It's on her Instagram page. Back in college, I was one of the few black students on my campus, and I was proud of getting into such a respected school. I knew I'd worked hard for it, but still, I sometimes wonder if people thought I got there because of affirmative action. It was a shadow that students like me couldn't shake, whether those doubts came from the outside or inside of our minds. But the fact is, I belonged, and semester after semester, decade after decade, for more than half a century, countless students like me showed they belonged too. It wasn't just the kids of color who benefited either. Every student who heard a perspective they might not have encountered, every student who heard a perspective they might not have encountered, who had an assumption challenged, who had their minds and their hearts open, gained a lot as well. It wasn't perfect, but there's no doubt that it helped offer new ladders of opportunity for those who, throughout our history, have too often been denied a chance to show how fast they can climb. Of course, students, I guess I am going to read it all, it ain't that much. Of course, students on my campuses and countless others across the country were and continue to be granted special consideration for admissions. Some have parents who graduated from the same school. Y'all know I don't believe in legacy. Others have families who can afford coaches to help them run faster and hit a ball harder. Others go to high schools and lavish resources for tutors and extensive standardized test prep and help them score higher on college entrance exams. We don't usually question if those students belong. So often we just accept that money, power, and privilege are perfectly justifiable forms of affirmative action. While kids grow up like I did, are expected to compete when the ground is anything but level. So today my heart breaks for young persons out there who's wondering what their future holds and what kinds of chances will be open to them. And while I know the strength and grit that lies inside kids who have always had to sweat a little more to climb the same ladders, I hope and pray that the rest of us are willing to sweat a little too. Today is a reminder that we've got to do the work, not to just enact policies that reflect our values, but to truly make those values real in all of our school, workplaces, and neighborhoods. If you are interested in supporting organizations who have been long advocating for this cause, check out that she put the organizations. Girl, I hate legacy. I know some of you probably, benefit from legacy. Girl, it is what it is. I'm going to say this, and this is something I have been screaming for a very, 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 very long time. I remember, like, when we first started talking about how they were really coming after, like, LGBTQ folk. And, there are people online to this very day, to today. I was just watching something on the Neighborhood Talk about the Supreme Court ruling something about businesses not, I don't know, girl. But people are still coming after LGBTQ. And people swear, girl, whatever, it is what it is. You can't compare being black to LGBTQ. We don't care. And I said, girl, okay. They're going to start coming for everybody else. Everybody that don't fit inside that box, girl, they coming for. They're going to come for you. They're coming for everybody. And now, slowly but surely, they coming after everybody. And now everybody want to holler and scream as if y'all didn't know this was coming. Girl, I'm not the smartest girl, but baby, I can see when stuff is about to go down. And if it affects me, if it affects you, if it affects them, then girl, it's going to start to affect everybody. I mean, I'll just say this, I think that it's messed up, of course, but I've said I try to use my channel, for mess, of course, but I think I also try and come down here and let the people know what's going on. And when I tell y'all things like, oh girl, yeah, they feel as though LGBTQ history shouldn't be taught in school. And then I see comments online that are like, well, girl, no, but I don't want my child to be learning about no gay people, as if gay people have not contributed anything to history. You just ignorant, right? But then when they say something like, oh, they don't want, you to learn about black history, then it's, oh my God, they're trying to erase history, as if still there are not black people that are gay that have contributed to history. It's crazy to me. So even if you're not gay, you do know that there are gay people that have contributed to history, just like straight black people. But then when they say that they're not going to allow LGBTQ to be taught in schools, you don't care. But you should care, because LGBTQ history is still black history. Because guess what? There are black people that are LGBTQ that have contributed to American history. History, period. But y'all don't want to hear that. And so now we start to go down this line. And they start knocking everybody off. They start knocking everybody off. Now everybody's all shaking and scared. Because now it's, oh, if your 10-year-old daughter is violated and she gets pregnant, she's going to have a baby. Now everybody's scared. Now everybody's scared, right? Now it's, oh, now we're going after affirmative action. Now people are getting more scared. But girl, I've been saying this for the longest. Y'all should have been outraged a long time ago. A long time ago. This is why it's important to vote. Because the truth of the matter is, girl, I think I'm not a political junkie. I'm not. I try to, I stick my head in here and there. I try to keep up with what's going on. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 people were appointed by Trump to the Supreme Court. 3. So whenever y'all get online talking about, oh, I'm going to vote for Trump, I vote for Trump, girl, the truth of the matter is he's part of the reason why a lot of this shit is happening. But you want to vote for Trump, I'm going to vote for Trump. Girl, you might as well vote for Ron DeSantis. They all the same, quiet as it's kept. It is what it is. I feel bad for those students, right? I believe they should have a number system. If you're going to take that away, you should take everything away. The only thing that should be used to determine if you are accepted into these universities is if you meet the criteria. Point blank, period. We don't need to know your address. We don't need to know where you live. We don't need to know what city you from. We don't need to know your zip code. We don't need to know your first, last name. We don't need to know your mama's name. We don't need to know your daddy's name. All thing we need to know is your GPA, what organizations you were a part of, and that's it. And whatever else we need to know. That's it. That's really it. But we know they're not going to do that. Because as soon as you see, we're going to call a thing a thing. As soon as they see somebody's name, Nakisha Williams, what you think they're going to do? Can we just call a thing a thing? As soon as they see a name, Tyrone Jones, even if Tyrone got a 4.0, president of student council, girl, played baseball, girl, was in the math, girl, honor society, girl, science club, girl. As soon as I see Tyrone Jones, denied. As soon as I see Nakisha Williams, denied. I don't want to see no names. I don't want to see no addresses. I don't want to see no zip codes. I don't want to see none of that. Your name should be a number. Like at Texas Southern University, we have these things called, T, I think it's called T numbers. So basically, anytime you needed, if you needed to go, like if you needed some help with financial aid or whatever, you gave them your T number. I think it was called a T number. You would give them your T number, and your T number basically brought up all your information. You don't have to give them like your social security number, your date of birth, nothing like that. Just your T number, because all your information is already in the system. I think they should do something like that. When you apply to these universities, girl, the only thing we need to know is a number that's going to be your name and your GPA, what you did, your recommendations, whatever, teacher recommendations, whatever, what programs, organizations you are a part of, and then we'll base our decision off of that. But y'all not going to do that. Y'all not going to do that because then y'all know that the white people who got there from mommy and daddy, girl, they definitely wouldn't be there. All right, y'all, let's move on. What else? Colin Kaepernick promises to keep pushing, keep fighting to make NFL return. While it's been 6 years since Colin Kaepernick last played in an NFL game, the former 49ers quarterback is still training 5 to 6 times a week in hopes of getting back on the field. During a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, Kaepernick vowed to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep fighting for it because I know I can step on the field and play. Every workout, every opportunity, I've had to show that. The feedback has always been positive. Everything from he's still an elite player to the workout was great. It was better than expected. Although Kaepernick worked out with the Raiders in 2022, the athlete has yet to be picked up by an NFL team. The last time he put on an NFL uniform was back in 2017. The former quarterback sparked nationwide debates when he chose to remain seated during the national anthem before San Francisco's 49ers game in 2016. He claimed the purpose of the protest was to increase public consciousness of systemic racism and police brutality. Y'all already know what's going on. Listen. Girl, what Jay-Z at? Didn't Jay-Z, what Jay-Z at? Wasn't Jay-Z supposed to be helping Colin do something, girl? Where's Jay-Z? Anyways, Colin, you did a good fight. You did a good thing, girl. It's over. You're not coming back to the NFL. I mean, if that's what he wants, I mean, girl, I wish he could get what he wants, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Oh, child. It's not gonna happen. It's a wrap. Good luck. It was I think what Colin did was a great thing. He really risked his entire career, his livelihood, for a better cause. Hopefully at the end, when it's all said and done, people will realize that he did a great thing if they haven't realized it already. But Colin, you're not going back to the NFL. Momma Dee. The drama continues. Momma Dee goes in on Bambi for thirst trapping on Instagram amid divorce from Scrappy. You ain't getting paid for it, so why are you showing your body? Be a lady, honey. This is what Momma Dee had to say, y'all. This is what Momma Dee had to say. Y'all listening?
How to be a mother, because if she did,
hold up.
She don't know how to be a mother, because if she did, she wouldn't be on Instagram showing her butt nakedness and trying to pull in men. You ain't getting paid for it, so why is you showing your body? When ain't no man.
Now this is comical coming from Momma Dee because I remember seeing a clip last year from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, or either it was the Love and Hip Hop family reunion. Scrappy had a whole breakdown, basically, I guess, about discussing his childhood and how Momma Dee, I guess, really, I guess Momma Dee wasn't the best mama. So for you to be sitting here talking about somebody else being a mama when your own son just said that, baby, you really wasn't the best mama either. I just saw this last year. I know I'm not tripping. Momma Dee got some nerve. Now, we love Momma Dee, but we're going to have to call a thing, okay?
It ain't lied to us. Come on. But one thing about it, if that's all he did, but you doing 10, 50 things behind the world back that you ain't telling on TV, girl, to this boy. And he got a mama, baby. And I'm not going to let you do it. And since your mama ain't going to step in and tell you to take your naked behind off Instagram, then let me tell her, get your naked behind. Be a lady, honey. Have something that in the man, what she don't get is other men going to watch this show this season and see how she's trying to drag Scrappy.
I'm gonna let this play.
And they gonna be kept with that. They gonna and throw her out like they been doing before Scrappy met her. Sent on. She always down in him. Always. They ain't gonna call my son last week. Why you can't go on social media and say I'm a good person? Cause you ain't, bitch. Why you want him to lie like you lying?
Momma Dee. We love Momma Dee. We do. I don't think I've ever read anybody say they hate Momma Dee. But Momma Dee, you got some goddamn nerve to get your ass down to the World Wide Web telling Bambi that she needs to be a lady. Girl, you are a whole fucking pimp. And you got the nerve to open up your mouth and tell somebody that they need to be a lady. As many ladies' lives as you probably ruined. I remember Momma Dee saying something like, girl, when the hoes would come back to the house, she would like make them open up their legs and she would stick her fingers up their coochie. It's something crazy to make sure they didn't put no money up their coochie. She'll make them cough, bend over. And you got the nerve to get down to the World Wide Web telling somebody how to be a fucking lady. Momma Dee, you got your goddamn nerve. I don't know. Bambi ain't shit either. But Scrappy, girl, he really ain't shit. Bambi just been a fool, if anything. Right? But you still defending Scrappy as if, like, Scrappy is, that's the problem. Obviously, like, Momma Dee, it's the Momma Dees of the world, why the Scrappies of the world act the way that they act sometimes. Because no matter come hook or come crook, here come Mama running down to defend their son. I get it, that's your son. You carried him for whatever, girl. You gonna have his back, but sometimes you gotta sit back and let a man be a man. Hey! And then got the nerve to tell Scrappy, but y'all heard us say, girl, ain't no other man gonna want to deal with you because basically they see you how you dogging Scrappy. Girl. What did I put on the shade room in the comment section? Not a former pimp telling someone to be a lady. I love Momma Dee, but girl, if you don't stop, girl, if you don't cut it out, girl, what are you talking about? Momma Dee got some nerve. She really do. And we love Momma Dee. But Momma Dee, you got some nerve. First it was Erica. Now it's Bambi. When is Scrappy ever a part of the problem? Like I said, I don't think Bambi is innocent at all. At all. Right? Bambi is a mess. Because we still ain't forgot about Bambi being in that hot tub with Kirk and his 3 earrings and Benzino. Wasn't that Benzino? Remember the Bam been in that hot tub? We ain't forgot. We ain't forgot Bambi throwing Scrappy all up into Erica's face. We ain't forgot. Girl, listen to this. Kim Zolciak slapped with a Target lawsuit for unpaid credit card bill. Reportedly owes 4-figure debt. Girl, listen. Neighbors, it looks like Kim Zolciak is in some more financial trouble again. The former RHOA star is reportedly being accused of refusing to pay her $2,400 monthly bill. According to documents obtained by Radar, Kim opened the account back in 2007, but recently defaulted on payments. The National Target Bank revealed the last payment made on the credit card was for $500 on September the 17th, 2022. Girl, Kim, you are a mess. Girl, listen, we all got a couple of bills to catch up on, right? We all got a couple of bills to catch up on, right? Girl, somebody called my phone the other day, ain't got no money. Girl, because one thing I have realized, girl, once you start paying your debt off, have you noticed, girl, once you pay one debt off, once you pay 2, once you pay 3, girl, you know I'm trying to get my life together, girl. The other girl start ringing your phone. Girl, it's coming. Girl, you going to have to wait. Girl, everybody else waited. You done waited this long, bitch. You can wait a few more months. So now the people is calling. The people is calling. But the gag is we not on TV bragging about being rich and my husband got $20 million. What she said, what she told Kenya? I think she said Crow had $20 million in the bank, and what she said Cashmere was worth made $15 million. I forgot what she said. She tried to make it seem as though, girl, she was just sitting on a whole bunch of cash money. Kim, you're a mess. You're going to forever be a mess. I done said this. I'm going to say it again. I do not want Kim back on my TV screen. I don't think it's fair that Kim walks around here thinking she's better than those same women she did not want to film with. Then all of a sudden she want to bring her broke, white, trifling ass back to the nigga show. Now, I get it. The girls down in Atlanta, they ain't, giving this, opulence and wealth like the girls in Miami. Girl, them the girls. Those are the girls of the girls. Okay? But I still don't want Kim on the show. I don't want Kim on the show next season. And I know that hoe is coming back. I know Kim is coming back to the show next season. I can feel it all in my spirit. I can feel it in my spirit. I really can. And if she do, I'm going to talk about her every episode. Kim could literally be on the TV screen and not saying nothing. I'm going to find something negative to say. Girl, okay? She could just be on the TV screen like this. I'm going to find something negative to say. Girl, I want to know. I bet you Kim ain't behind on none of them body parts or them lips. I bet you she paid up. I bet she paid up on that body. I bet she don't owe nothing on her care credit. I bet she done paid the people. Priorities all messed up. Body paid in full. Okay? Lips paid in full. Anyway, child, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.